Have you applied for an additional increase to your EIDL loan? Are you thinking about applying? Well, in this video, I will walk you through my whole process from initial application to the additional request for funds. Welcome back to Mystery Money. My name's Nick. On this channel, I talk about financial terms and topics that surround money. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in learning more about, start now by hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications by hitting that bell. And could you do me a favor and hit that like button below? It lets YouTube know to share this video out to other entrepreneurs and businesses that may be helped by this. My original application for the EIDL Advance and loan started on March 17th last year. I filled out the simplified application and checked a little box to receive the grant. Then I waited and waited and waited. Finally, on April 14th, I received an email about the changes to the grant program and how I could expect the $1,000 per employee. Not what I was expecting, but hey, I'm not going to complain about any amount that could help my business. On April 23rd, I received the grant money into my account. Up until this time, I had not heard anything from the SBA as far as the loan was concerned. On May 22nd, I received another email that the portal had been opened to me to complete the process. I was originally approved for $150,000, which was the cap at the time, but opted to only take $24,900. This was so I could stay below the collateral requirements, so I wouldn't have to have a UCC. On May 27th, I received all of the loan proceeds into my business checking account. Thinking the worst of the pandemic was behind us, which I was way wrong, on July 31st, I wrote to request reconsideration and increase my loan amount. I explained my situation and the reason behind the request. On the side note, we had two trucks that went down, one permanently and the other that needed to have an overhaul, so we hit some additional snags right when we thought freight loads were still low. Again, I heard nothing. On August 5th, I wrote again to request a status and got the same canned response saying they had received it and the timing and on a list. On August 17th, I received an email from PDC Reconsideration that they could not complete my request without my 2019 tax return and the 4506T completed. I quickly completed the request and sent back the information the same day. On September 4th, I sent another email to check the status. Still nothing. I was thinking that I either got denied or their backlog was so great that I was below a pile somewhere and it would be a while till I got any response. On December 16th, I thought I would send one last email, and lo and behold, on the 18th, I received another email stating that the documents I provided were outdated. No kidding, I sent them 4 months ago. Anyway, I updated the docs and replied. On December 23rd, I finally received an email from Sandra, a loan officer at the SBA, about my reconsideration. She needed me to fill out an additional 3501 application. I completed it, and she called me shortly afterward to ask some other questions and ask about what I needed. She was asking if I wanted the whole remaining amount, and I said no, I only was looking for an additional $30,000, and hopefully that would last us through the foreseeable future since we were back to record numbers of cases. She stated that this would be the last time that I could apply for additional funds and made sure that this was all I needed. She also said that the advance was not a grant and that it would have to be paid back. I looked all through my paperwork from the original loan, and I did not see it anywhere. Then Sandra told me I would be contacted by a closing agent to handle the closing and the release of funds. I received that call on Friday the 8th. On Saturday the 18th, I received a call from another agent who needed to verify my information and also my brother's information. She stated that we should hear some in the next week or two. Then that same day, I get in the mail this package from the SBA with all of the loan documents inside. Now, as far as the documents that came in the packet, they do give you a return envelope that you can mail everything back to them. You have to pay postage. A letter saying, "Dear borrower, we're pleased to inform you that your loan has been approved for the additional amount." Like I said, we applied for $30,000. That's what it said. It says, "Please read your loan authorization carefully." And it says you must sign and return these loan documents to the SBA within 60 days from the date of your loan agreement. And then there's a paper that says basically the package contains your loan documents. They're not doing in-person closing. You'll have to sign everything, send it back. And then everything is nicely stapled out and broken up into sections. Again, I didn't go through all of it yet. I'm still waiting on the additional EIDL grant if we were to get it, or the process in getting that. But overall, I have 60 days to respond to the SBA whether I want the money or not. It has the original loan application that I filled out with Sandra online that I now have to verify and send back. It has the loan closing instructions. Has my case manager, who is the one that called me to verify everything on the 8th, and it lists the documents that have to be sent back. Instructions on submitting canceled checks. This is saying in the event that the SBA would require documentation on how you use the loans, you would have to submit canceled checks or invoices paid invoices to show that that money was utilized for the appropriate means. And then the loan authorization and agreement. This has a standard boilerplate like the last video I did, and I'll link it here, of the original loan agreement. This is now 2 loans. I was thinking it would increase the original loan that I applied for, but this is a totally separate loan. It has a totally separate payment. Payments don't start for a year on this one, same as the last one. So technically I have 2 loans with differing payments. Same terms, 3.75%, 30 years. Payment is on $30,000, just to give you an idea, would be $147 a month. Your note, this is your promise to pay. Outlines everything. Again, the boilerplate, it talks about default, it talks about the collateral, all the things that the original note did. And then I have to sign it, and so do my brother, because we're both members of the LLC. And we have to do a certificate for a limited liability company. Now, if you watch a different one of my videos where I say the SBA called me, this is where I had to send that in to prove that we are an LLC and we have the right to borrow the money. Security agreement. This is basically saying all assets are going to be taken by the business. It's a long paragraph, and I will put that in the description below how it says. But basically, we have to file a UCC ourselves, and it gives you the example of how you have to do it. That you have to go online. It's a UCC1 filing statement. You have to file it on your own business. I believe it costs $75 to file it. And then you have to send the proof to the SBA. Prior to this, on the original EIDL loans, the SBA had a third party that was filing these UCCs. But since then, there must be requiring the borrowers to fill it out. And then just a simple questionnaire. Was your business in business at the time, the EIDL, yada, 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 how you're going to spend the money, and then a giant customer package packet. That's pretty much it. Other than the length of time for the process, it was relatively easy. I had to go back and forth a few times with some documents, mainly the 4506Ts and the 19 tax returns, and then the additional application that we had to fill out for the loan. But in a nutshell, that was my complete process for my EIDL reconsideration. Or I'll put that timeline in the description box below so you can get an idea of roughly the outline. But I'm hearing that the process has sped up quite a bit. I've heard where people have gotten the signed application and a few weeks later, they receive the funds. Any of you out there are, if you're in reconsideration, you're hearing something soon, or if you're just beginning the process, I hope that it speeds up for you faster than it's been in the last few times. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any other questions surrounding the program or what I did for applying, post it in the comments below. Or if you have any other advice for other people out there, how was your process different? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, have a great day.